Godzilla comes to the aid of his newborn son, who hatches from an egg on a remote island where scientists are conducting experiments with radioactivity. Revealing a surprising paternal streak, Godzilla tries to teach his much smaller progeny how to use his powers. The father-son team must then battle giant insects, including praying mantises and a formidable spider. Can Godzilla protect his curious tyke from the gargantuan bugs? What's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another quick movie review. This time we'll be talking about, Son of Godzilla, which was released in 1967. And if you guys didn't know, I'm just a massive Godzilla fan. I have been since I was a little kid, since before kindergarten and everything like that. Godzilla has been one of the biggest passions and loves of my life. A little thing right behind me there, even. And he still is, he was my childhood hero growing up. I love all the films. I'm loving what they're doing with the legendary Godzilla as we speak. And this is me just again trying to do another Godzilla movie review, just trying to incorporate a little bit more Godzilla onto my channel. And once I do more Godzilla videos, I've done some. I've done Mega Years, I've done Final Wars, Godzilla 2000, which was always been my favorite. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and such. But once I do it a little bit more, I think I'll eventually do some ranking videos or something too. Son of Godzilla. I have the DVD right here. It's an interesting one because this was at a time when the Showa era sort of took a more, kid-friendly turn and everything like that. Right after this, we had All Monsters Attack, the whole, kids' dream being on Monster Island and such, and, Manila dealing with, the bully and stuff like that. And, just in general, the franchise sort of took a more, light turn. Which some people enjoyed, some didn't, I still like the films following this one. Through Terror of Mechagodzilla and everything. Not my favorites, but I still enjoy them. I think anyone does if they're a fan. It's not my favorite era of Godzilla, but this one is probably maybe the lightest of them besides that next one I told you about. But I still enjoy it. There's been almost roughly 30 Japanese Godzilla movies, right? Or just about anyway. And at one point I almost had this one, cracking my top 10, so it's at least within 10, 15 or something out of that many. So that's pretty good. This movie probably isn't for everyone. You only probably really enjoy it if you're a fan of Godzilla or a kaiju giant monster, Toho fan or something like that. But, I watched this one sort of as a compromise with my girlfriend. I wanted her to watch a Godzilla movie. And I just thought she would think, Baby Godzilla, or, Manila was cute. And, she did. And there are just some adorable scenes in this movie involving Baby Godzilla, or Manila. You see him first hatched. Of course, the giant mantises attacking the egg, eventually breaking it open. We see him in his even smaller form. We get a fun little fact with the island girl feeding him fruit before he eventually grows just a little bit for the rest of the movie. And there are some really sweet scenes, which we'll talk about in a minute. And it's funny. I say I thought my girlfriend would think he was cute, which she did, and apparently that was some of their thinking with taking the movie in this direction with Godzilla having a son. They think it would appeal to a certain couple demographic or something like that, which apparently it kind of did. And it also goes for Godzilla himself, because the look of Godzilla in this is probably the least intimidating you'll ever see in any of the films. But they purposely sort of made his eyes bigger and just sort of his body a little bit sort of, just shaped in a certain way that made him more paternal and less, sort of threatening and intense, I guess. Again, sort of taking it that same general direction. And I don't really care for it. I know it doesn't look very good necessarily, but it sort of fits with the style of this particular film and the franchise, I think. And over the years, I haven't really had a big issue with it because I know what kind of Godzilla movie it is going into it. And like I said, there are some kind of sweet, worthwhile, sort of fun and cute scenes in this movie. My favorite with Godzilla putting little Manila on his tail and dragging him along when he can barely crawl. Godzilla, trying to teach Manila how to, use his atomic breath, and he can't really right away, so he blows these smoke rings. And then the ending, which is probably the best part of the whole movie, which we'll talk about in a couple minutes here. And there's not much in the way of action. A lot of time is devoted to the experiment. Them testing different temperatures and such, and how it's affected with radiation, and that's what mutates the Kamarakis and Kamanga, the giant spider and everything. So pretty stupid. The lead, the old man they keep referring to, the boss of them, he was actually in King Kong versus Godzilla, but different character, of course. They did that a few times, of course, throughout the franchise with a few different actors, and kind of is what it is. I feel like there is too much time devoted to the humans in this movie. There's one guy sort of going kind of delirious from how long they've been stranded, trying to do the experiment and stuff, but it's all pretty underbaked, but it is what it is. There's a bit too much time on it, but you get kind of used to enduring human subplots like that in Godzilla movies. It's there. But yeah, as far as action, there's not, again, a ton in this movie. Like I said, the best parts of it are probably just the Godzilla and Manila scenes for what they are. But Godzilla eventually, torturing the mantises, and how he sort of keeps throwing and slamming them on the ground, to protect Manila when he first hatches. It's pretty good. I do enjoy that. Then the fight with Kamanga, it's not too bad. I mean, it's more about Manila trying to step up, and then he ends up trying to protect Godzilla a little bit. It's kind of cute. Godzilla, of course, eventually roasts Kamanga as well. So it's all right. Not really a whole lot of standout action even for these earlier films, which is unfortunate. It is a drawback, but that's not really what this entry is known for. It's not really its concentration either. And I think if you're a fan of Godzilla, you can still find some joy from it, just seeing him mess around with Manila and everything. There's another fun scene I forgot to mention where Manila is basically trying to jump back and forth over Godzilla's tail while Godzilla's sleeping, kind of jump rope type of thing. And he eventually sort of just lands on Godzilla's tail, and Godzilla sort of raises it up a little bit. But yeah, the best part is definitely the ending. The humans get this idea to freeze the monsters, so it starts snowing very rapidly. Temperature is probably going well below zero. And after they kill a spider, Godzilla starts walking away, and Manila's sort of struggling to get through it. But then Godzilla comes back, and they end up sort of huddling and hibernating together in the snow, Godzilla holding him close. It's really a sweet scene and a very touching ending, in my opinion. Honestly, probably one of the best endings of any Godzilla movie in a certain way. I mean, of course they say, they're not going to die from this, they're hibernating, which they are. And, it's sort of, it's weird to sort of look at this in a character way, but this is following, movies like Ghidorah, Three-Headed Monster, Abra, Horror of the Deep, kind of mixed in with Invasion of the Astro Monster, and this is sort of like Godzilla's transition to that hero type of character he was for this era. And I think this worked as another big stepping stone towards that, and he eventually had other movies like Godzilla and Gigan, Destroy All Monsters following it, Hedorah, stuff like that. So yeah, not bad at all. I mean, I forgot to put up a rating picture for this, but if I had to rate it, I'm probably giving it somewhere between a 79%, 80%, C plus, B minus, somewhere in there. Not like a Kaiju or Godzilla fans, perfect movie necessarily, but I think it's enjoyable, in a good way. It's not a bad watch if you're a fan. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.